Why you should not buy a home but rent to own instead. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know more about why you should not buy a house and get our free rent-to-own list, which includes access to a link to check rent-to-own homes in your area, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So is there a housing crisis in 2022? And the answer is yes, and here's why. So I recently sold these two properties. This one here, which is a two-family property that we sold for $37,000 over our asking price. This property actually sold within days. And this next property, which is a brick 3-unit investment property, sold for $45,000 over the asking with multiple offers and investors as far as Israel. Now the alarming thing about these two sales is not how much more I sold the property for over the asking price, but what the properties were worth when the new buyers moved into the property. From contract to close, these properties actually took several weeks to be able to close. And within those weeks, the properties actually have become worth more than $50,000 over what the buyer was paying for it. And those are inflated, appreciated values. And that's one of the biggest telling signs in this current market of why you should not be buying a house. There's no genuine reason why a property should be inflating and appreciating in value at such a high rate in such a short period of time. And that's the #1 reason why you should not be buying a house right now, because you'll be paying at the top of the market. Now take it from me, I've gone through different market cycles. I've been in real estate since 2002. I've sold between $60 and $100 million in real estate on and off market. So I know when's a good time to buy real estate, and now is not the time. Here are other reasons why you should not be buying a house right now. #1, the supply of homes is down 26%. There's a huge inventory shortage, and there's no end in sight currently. #2, interest rates have gone up, floating between 4% and 5% for 30-year fixed as of this recording. #3, home affordability. So it's not just actually buying the house, the expenses that go into purchasing the house, but also after you purchase the house. Buying a house can be very expensive because you actually have to come up with a down payment and all the things that needs to be done regarding the property itself, from home inspection to appraisal to having reserves for insurance and also escrows, etc. And also after you've gone through that entire process, you need to make sure that you have money to be able to afford the house. Not just the house itself, but what goes inside the house. So the cost of everything that's associated to that is also up. So you actually need to look at home affordability as not just purchasing the property itself, but also what you actually need to actually make that property a home. Moving in with furniture, moving in with appliances, etc. #4, overpaying. In some markets, properties are being sold for 60 to 80% over the asking price. As we've seen the lines around open houses and all the viral videos going around, people are overbidding on properties in a frenzy to be able to clinch and get the property. #5, compromise. Now this is a big one. As these people are purchasing these properties, if you can get a property under contract, you're making a lot of compromises because it's a very strong seller's market. So a property you would have been able to have a home inspection done for and ask for repairs and ask for things to be fixed and remedied before you purchase the property. Now you're compromising, and there's a lot of as-is selling. So in essence, you're buying the property for a higher price, more than what it's worth actually. It's inflated value, it's an inflated purchase. And in addition to that, you're also taking on burdens from these properties, because properties actually can be a lot of work. So you actually need to be aware of that, because when you move into these properties, the water heater goes, if the furnace goes, whatever it is that actually goes in that property, you are responsible for, because you're most likely taking this property not only at a higher price over the asking price, but you're also taking these properties as is. #6, nowhere to go. Now this is for primary residents and people who may be considering selling their home. So most people who've actually owned their home for 7 years or more have an interest rate somewhere in around 3%, 4% range. Now the interest rates climbing currently don't make it feasible for them to actually move, because not only #1 are they going to be paying more when they sell, which washes out whatever equity that they're going to gain from selling, but they're also going to be paying at a higher interest rate. So we have many sellers right now who want to sell and take advantage of this market, but the issue that they're having is, where are they going to be going? They're always saying to me, Rinde, where are we going to go? And that's the issue. And the last point is that they don't know when the bottom is. No one knows when this is going to end. And with inflation out of control, gas prices surging, wars, supply chain constraints, labor shortage, and also inflation on everything from furniture to food to water, to all these things that are compounding, it just makes it the worst time for you to be buying a house. Because you're buying when the supply is actually very low, which means that the price is very high because of demand, and you're going to be paying at the very, very top of the market. So what's the solution? Do you buy or do you rent? What choice do you make? Well, I'll help you make the choice. Choose rent to own. Rent to own is the bridge in real estate. It helps you to get from point A to point B, no matter where you are in the market. So if you're currently in a situation where you are renting and you need to buy a property and you've lost out on bidding wars, multiple bidding wars, and you're renting and your landlord is raising and going up on your rent 20, 30%, like here in New York, or you can't find a home because there are no homes available and you just seem stuck renting, paying a higher price when you can actually be paying a mortgage. Rent to own is the best solution and option for real estate in this market. So where the market may be constrained in new construction and homes for sale available in your area, there's activity and turnover in refreshing a real estate for rentals. So for example, rent-to-own notes, short-term notes for fix and flip, 1031 exchanges, fractional single-family rentals on the blockchain. These are things that we actually are investing in and putting our monies in to actually work while this is going on with the current market. These are where it's active in real estate. And people are moving and buying rent-to-own homes on a daily basis. And we work with people from all around the country. So if you'd like to find your rent-to-own home, I'd like to help you get started by sending you our free rent-to-own list, which includes our property checklist, our affordability checklist, our referral checklist, and also our grants checklist. It's very important for you to actually have the tools to be able to not only find the homes in your area, and they exist. Rent-to-own homes are all around you. They exist. You just have to know how to find them and access them. And when we send you this free checklist, you'll have options to get access to a free DIY rent-to-own list that you can actually find the rent-to-own homes on your own. We'll also have the option to be able to show you how to actually do rent-to-own as a business. So if you're actually looking to invest in real estate, this is by far one of the best ways to invest in real estate with no money and also very little money, and also not putting up your own personal credit and leveraging yourself. Is an extremely important part of real estate, and this is actually how I got started in real estate, by actually doing rent to own and moving through this process since 2002. So if you actually like to learn how to do rent to own as a business, I'd like to show you. So make sure you actually reach out to us for this free checklist. We can get started today. So this is a checklist that we're going to send you free, which will include our property list of all the things that you need to look for when you're looking at your rent to own home. It's also going to include our affordability checklist, which is a cost of owning list. These are things that you need to be aware of, from furniture to appliances and on, things that will actually go along with the cost of owning the home, which is very important. And you need to be aware of that because that's all going to play a part with you actually acquiring the property. Also, very importantly, we're going to be including our grants checklist, and we're going to actually be sharing how you can actually get access to get grants to purchase your home, before and also after. So we look forward to sharing with you this free checklist. If you'd like to get access to it, just click the link below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.